But let's actually start this show, shall we? Um, Captain America: Brave New World has a new trailer, which reveals our best look yet at Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. Uh, we're not going to show the trailer for anyone just because YouTube pops you for showing trailers and stuff like that. So I will just kind of like give you a little look, have a little look-see here, because otherwise this was a lot of like political espionage thriller and stuff. But yeah, you do see
mixed with like the sci-fi with the Hulk and all kinds of weird shit, which makes me kind of, I won't say hype, but I'm more
so
interested in it than I was originally.
yeah, there's a lot of like, I don't know how to even describe it. This Red Hulk part feels like one scene.
Yeah, it's probably the end of the movie.
Not even the end of the movie. I think this is the middle. Right.
And then Thaddeus kind of has might even join the fucking Falcon at the end.
Or something, right? I think so earlier here it shows him, he's given this speech, right? And then he gets like hit with something and he turns into the Red Hulk, right?
CGI's okay.
That it feels like it just feels like it's like, okay, like, yeah, he's giving this speech and he's like, oh no, I'm turning into Red Hulk. And then he goes on this rampage in DC and then he'll calm down and he won't become Red Hulk again. And then they'll just have like an after credit scene that just teases the fact that he's going to become the Red Hulk in the future or whatever, right? Like, again.
What do you think that's the end credit scene?
Or either end credit scene or something to hint
I would be livid.
The Red Hulk will return, but I believe that this part of him doing this is the last you'll see of him, right? Because you still have Serpent Society, if they're still in the movie, we don't know. You still have Diamondback is definitely in it. You still have the leader, right?
Are you talking about potential Captain America villains or Hulk villains?
No, I mean, well, the villain of this movie, right? Like Red Hulk is not the villain of this movie. He's being built. Like you still have Giancarlo Esposito is here. This whole conspiracy thing. I think this Red Hulk thing just bleeds into the conspiracy thing. I don't think.
Yeah, I think they turned the Hulk against him. Like they're like kind of how the Hulk originally started. He was like the enemy of the Avengers.
Well, so what I'm saying is that this Red Hulk here, right? Harrison Ford, Red Hulk, right? He is not in control of it as he is in the comics.
Yeah,
he has been forcibly turned into a Red Hulk.
Yes.
And goes on this rampage that Captain America has to stop him on.
He's an antagonist at one point and then turns into a good guy, most likely.
Yeah, because we don't see a shot of Red Hulk and Sam teaming up. That Red Hulk and Sam do not team up in this movie.
Yeah, I would maybe not team up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't think that he'll be calm and then he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm back to normal, right? And then they're going to reveal at the end of the movie that he still has the ability to turn into Red Hulk, or he saved some type of serum or something to
gotcha
become the Red Hulk against, because they're doing Thunderbolts, as we'll get to, right? They'll do something where they want to keep using the Red Hulk. So
yeah, he's not gonna have any screen time. He'll probably have like a minute of screen time.
Yeah, so they did also reveal that adamantium is from the Celestials. That they're going to the Celestial that's in the middle of the ocean that was introduced in Eternals. So finally, they're doing something.
Oh, that's cool.
Thing that they set up in Eternals.
That's not comic accurate, though, correct?
I do not believe so. No.
That's really cool, though.
They needed some way for adamantium to exist without it being also, and then yeah, of course, the poster. Which is cool, but like I said, a little bit.
Oh, so now that actually confirms that Wolverine can be in. It's kind of like a hint at the X-Men.
More or less, we don't know what their plans are for the Wolverine and the X-Men, and because there's supposed to be a convergence that's supposed to happen, right? That's the plot of Secret Wars or whatever. I'm assuming that Secret Wars is going to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths type deal. They're going to just like reset the universe after that point and be like, the X-Men were always here. Fuck you. Okay, moving on. We'll get to the other show later that is also doing that. But Um, but yeah, this is of course a reference to a Captain America comic where it's Hulk punching Steve Rogers with the shield. So
And I can kind of see both sides of the aisle with the arguments on this because he is kind of just taking it like it's nothing, like it's a like
hmm
a sledgehammer. But
yeah,
that should be way more impactful. But it is a cool poster.
yeah. Um,
If that was Hulk, I mean, if that was Green Hulk punching Cap Shield like that, people would be all over it.
let me pull up the cover because the one in the comic, Steve is like
Yeah, he's getting wrecked almost.
he's getting wrecked. Yeah. Um,
But I mean, it is a cool looking poster though. It doesn't show the monster fully. It gives you a hint of what's to come.
yeah. You can kind of tell that's going to be a Red Hulk, but you don't know really what.
Right. You're like, how the fuck is Red Hulk fighting Falcon or Captain America?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So he's getting pushed into the wall. He's grimacing. You know,
Yeah.
he's
But and also, yeah, it is a great point. That dude, he's just a regular dude with no
and
super
Falcon.
soldier serum.
Yeah, Falcon has no super soldier serum. He's not even in his super mechanized suit that he wears. Like he's literally
Right.
just like
That would definitely at least break his arm all the way up to his shoulder, at least.
yeah, and you can argue the vibranium, right? It absorbs all impact, but even like when Thor hit Captain America with the hammer, it like knocked them both down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
There'd still be
still
some force behind it.
yeah, it absorbs most things, but something like this that's still you're going to get pushed down. So
Yeah, yeah, something's
it's
got to
my
come from
biggest
that.
argument for why Sam can't be Captain America because he has no super soldier serum. If they gave him a super soldier serum, then it's like, okay, we don't have to worry about it. Like it's the same thing with Bucky, right? Like Bucky has a super soldier serum. Yeah, perfect.
Right.
He's good. He's covered. So, oh yeah. So that's, and then the Brave New World on the poster is just some generic ass font.
Yeah.
That's really lame.
Yeah,
But
that is pretty whack.
what are we thinking on
Brave
this?
New World, the subtitle itself is kind of lame.
Well, remember it was going to be New World Order, and then
Should have
COVID
been that.
happened. And they're like, we can't do that
Why the fuck not?
because New World Order is a conspiracy theorist thing. So,
I mean, that's what Captain America deals with.
yeah, but still, Brave New World is also like a dystopian thing, so it still works. But anyway, yeah, what are we feeling on this movie?
I'm interested. I'll probably go see it. I might even go see it in theaters, honestly. I don't like
Hmm.
Anthony Mackie at all as a leading man, but I'm interested.
Huh. I get 99% of why I want to watch this movie is because of Red Hulk. I feel, but
Yes, it is a gimmicky kinda.
and that's why I feel like this is only gonna be this one scene in the movie. Like it's not gonna be like it's gonna be probably 20 minutes to a half hour, or not even 20 minutes.
I
Like you're
think
probably
it'll be integral to the plot.
I mean, it is, but I'm saying that it's not like Red Hulk is the villain and he's constantly there and he's going to be like, after like half hour in, Red Hulk's
I,
introduced and the rest of the movie
yeah,
is
honestly, I think it's better they use him very, very little.
but then it's like, that's all they're marketing this on. So it's like,
Well, I mean, that's good marketing. That will it be good in the film is a different question.
yeah,
But
it's,
how does he come if it's really whack like just tacked on, there's really no cool explanation for why it's there or how it fits into the story in an interesting way, then yeah, it can fuck off. But I am curious to see how it fits into the story and what even the story is.
yeah. And the coming back of Leader is interesting. I've been wanting Leader back since he was first introduced, and every single movie I've always kind of fantasy booked how they're going to bring the Leader into it. I
Hmm.
hope that it sets up the Masters of Evil in some way. I want Zemo, I want, Leader, I want, random people like that, right? It could be Radioactive Man or anything like that. I want
That'd be nuts.
I want a Masters of Evil team,
Dude,
which like
Omega
I
Red
said,
would be sick.
I mean if they do that, it's different. But anyway, yeah, so and then that's not the only Marvel news we got. We also got Thunderbolts, which looked a lot more Suicide Squaddy than I thought it was going to be.
I don't think I've seen the Thunderbolt trailer.
I watched part of it before Twitter ran out because I gave myself for people who don't know, I give myself a certain amount of time to use Twitter now, so I don't spend all day on it.
Good for you, man. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So, it's very comedic as you would expect an MCU movie to be. There's this cool. I expect same with Red Hulk being like 99% of the reason I want to watch Captain America is because of Red Hulk. 99% of the reason I want to watch this movie is because of Winter Soldier, because I just like
Yeah,
Winter Soldier
he wasn't in the first one. Or
and
was
how
there?
he's there. Well, there was no first one. This is the first one.
What am I fucking thinking of then? Anyway.
Black Widow.
Yeah, maybe it was Black Widow.
Yeah, because this is also a lot of a Black Widow sequel.
Yes, that's what it was. I recognize Florence Pugh and the dude who's playing. Who is that? The dude in the red costume. Who is that character?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
Like Bucky reloading the shotgun like he's the Terminator. Like that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Grabs the chain, he plants his arm into the ground to like not move, even though that should rip his arm off. Using the same gun from Winter Soldier, the second one that fires the mine out.
Oh yeah, that gun was sick.
So yeah, so it's like there's some sauce here, you know.
Yeah, it's very Mad Maxy in a way too.
But that was just the one. Now it's like here's the Suicide Squad like team up thing where it's like here's our team, and they're like, you know.
So is Winter Soldier their villain?
No, Winter Soldier is going to be their leader because then here they are in the car where Red Guardian's talking about like what kind of super soldier serum you got. And he's like, I got a normal one, Hydra one. He was like, oh, Hydra one. You know, I didn't get that one. You know, John Walker from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp should be dead, but whatever.
Because, yeah, fuck continuity, dude.
Well, like, because in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she was dying.
I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, though.
Okay, so in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she's dying from this, like, getting hit with this energy, right? And it give her this ghost powers, right? She's dying. They go into the quantum realm. Scott Lang goes into the quantum realm in order to get particles to fix her. Scott Lang is then stuck in the quantum realm for 5 years because the snap happens. The only people that could have helped her was Lawrence Fishburne's character, who was already able to help her, but he needed the
fucking Morpheus,
right? So anyway, she should be dead, but she's not. So,
I mean, she's a ghost.
Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie that sucks and is terrible, and people assume that she's going to die in this movie, and that they're going to kill her off and then start with
Taskmaster's a chick.
Proper Taskmaster. Yeah, so Taskmaster.
Oh wow. I was already heated. I mean, not heated, but I thought the costume was just trash. I don't know. It was also a chick.
So Taskmaster in Black Widow is not only a chick, she is a robot, basically cyborg, that was programmed to copy the moves, not actually having some sort of power or whatever ability like Taskmaster does.
Right. Yeah, the whole skull with the hood design is fucking. They fucked it. Yeah. They fucked all of it.
So Taskmaster was actually set up in Avengers when Loki is like getting under Natasha's skin. Everything he lists off that like Barton told him, right, of her demons, is the plot of Black Widow. And so like he mentions like Draco's daughter, like you killed it. Like it was meant as nothing. It was a throwaway line, but that's Draco's daughter. It's pretty cool that they managed to bring it back, but it sucked because they used it for like making it Taskmaster for a lame twist that was stupid.
Yeah, they fucked a lot of shit up, and I just fell off watching them all. But is that U.S. Agent?
Yeah, that's U.S. Agent.
His costume is cool as fuck in the comics.
Yeah. So this is the Sentry right here.
Oh, Sentry's in this.
Yeah, they're introducing Sentry in this.
That's pretty cool too.
He's like a member of the Thunderbolts, and they're keeping it really a secret on who it is, I believe. But he's just Bob, which I think everyone's just basically like.
We need Paul. Where is Paul?
Paul will show up in Spider-Man 4.
Is that confirmed?
No, but remember. Like he can't be with MJ. Peter can't be with MJ, so it's like it'll be like there's my new boyfriend Paul, and everyone's gonna lose their collective minds and walk out of the theater. But we're also gonna get Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat, so maybe who knows?
Overrated.
Someone did say on Twitter that they like Bucky not even being in a suit, just being in a t-shirt and jeans,
just rolling around, fucking Bill Gates in it.
Cool. He's just that cool. Yeah, this is also like this is a movie that I feel like also where's the color? There's no color in
Yeah.
this movie. It's very muted. Like I thought we were done with the muted Marvel MCU stuff. Like
Well,
every
Thunderbolts is kind of like a darker
I
kind of
guess,
comic,
but
isn't it?
then like usually the dark comics, the grittier comics will have the bright colors for like the superhero suits and stuff, you know? Kind of stand out, I feel. Like
I agree with certain films.
like I'm not even talking about movie wise. I'm talking like comic wise, right? Like you should like even like Deadpool and Wolverine was a comedic movie, but it had like a lot of blood and stuff. But they had bright, vibrant. Everyone had a bright,
Yeah.
vibrant costume, you know, and that it looked really good. It was a bright, vibrant movie. This is just everyone is in black tactical stuff. Even
Yeah,
Red
it does look
Guardian is
dull.
just red. It looks good here in the daylight and stuff, but here later in this like gritty, gray, foggy Vancouver weather or something, it's just like
The
I don't know.
UK weather.
Like if you look at even like the Civil War movie when they're doing the same exact scenes, Captain America Winter Soldier, same exact scenes, it's brighter, it's
Yeah.
clearer, you know,
That's in my
and
opinion, in Civil War, that is the best Spider-Man has ever looked on screen still.
Spider-Man, Black Panther, you know, the
Yeah.
War Machine suit was great. Like Civil War was just great. But
Yeah, it's
anyway,
one
yeah,
of my
so
might be my favorite Marvel movie.
both of these movies I don't see myself watching in theater, I'll be honest. I don't even
Captain America, yes. Thunderbolts, no.
no, I don't especially with Thunderbolts, you're banking on a lot of like besides Bucky and Florence Pugh just star power in general. Like no one
Mm,
cared about Red Guardian from Black Widow, but they keep pushing him, right?
yeah,
No one cares about Taskmaster from Black Widow. No one cared
no.
about US Agent from the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I love U.S.
You know,
Agent as a character though.
but you know, no one cared. Definitely, no one cared about Ghost. No one cares about Taskmaster. Like,
I mean,
and they're also
Sentry
like,
is kind of interesting, but no one really. Sentry's
yeah,
like pretty obscure as fuck.
yeah. So people think because there's like all these scenes from like what appears to be like later in the movie, like right here, where's Taskmaster, right? So that's why they're like, oh, Taskmaster's dead. They're gonna Suicide Squad Taskmaster. They're gonna Slipknot Taskmaster, right? She's gonna die in like the first like couple minutes or whatever.
That's dude. I actually really liked James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the James Gunn one. Yeah, the Slipknot was in the David Ayer one.
Oh, I thought he got wrecked. Who got wrecked immediately on the
Lots
beach
of people,
scene?
lots of people
Yeah.
in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but like Michael Rooker's character, yeah, lots of people got wrecked immediately on the beach scene. But like
But the
as far
ending
as like,
sucked. I will say that about that movie.
yeah, I'd have to, yeah, that it also felt long.
Yeah, the ending helped play a part in that.
Yeah,
Dragged the fuck
I'd
on.
have to rewatch it. It's been a long time,
But it
but
was fun. It was all the characters were cool. Story was cool.
um, but yeah. So again, another like I don't know. I was feeling a little hype going into this, but now looking at it, I'm just more like, eh. But what is got me a little bit the only Marvel thing I still kind of commit to really is What If, and because What If can be fun. I like animation more for superhero stuff in general. And they showed off some interesting things. This is also the final season of What If. This will come out on December 22nd with 8 episodes, 1 episode a day.
I just hate that
Um,
animation.
yeah, it can be rough. It's like the 3D, but it kind of moves like 2D, and they're kind of photorealistic, but also not. Like,
Yeah, I don't like the style.
yeah, it depends on really what with the action it can be good, but when they close up on a person's face and they're talking, it can kind of be like uncanny valley. Like, okay, this doesn't look right.
It's just giving more power to the fucking CGI and like more computer animated animation. I want hand drawn shit, and it's just dying.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. So
Even the
anyway,
like
so
the more hand drawn ones, even those are probably more computer animated than actually hand animated.
yeah, they don't do handmade. The like literally the Disney's hand drawn animation department is completely destroyed. Like
Yeah,
they killed it.
sad, dude.
But yeah, so they showed off the trailer for What If. We'll just skim through down here. A lot of it's like here's White Vision, because I think they're going to do a WandaVision thing.
The White Tiger, dude. Isn't there a White Black Panther?
Yeah, it's Black Panther's adopted white brother.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, White Wolf. White Tiger is a character. Yeah, they're gonna do like an Old West Shang-Chi story. It's like, who cares? Like Howard the Duck and Darcy. Like, okay. Like, that's the thing that's kind of stupid about What If. They'll take something that you have the option to do a cool story, and you always do dumb comedy instead.
Yeah, that's the problem with Marvel.
Like, and the other problem is that it's like it's Funko Pops the show, right? Like, we're building this giant mech suit, and we have superheroes in mech. So here's like Moon Knight mech, right? And then they all form together like Voltron, and it's like just Funko Pop. Buy the Funko Pop. There's Red Guardian again.
Well, a lot of cartoons were made to just sell toys.
Yeah, but Funko Pops aren't toys though. They're just figurines. Like.
I mean, motherfuckers keep buying them.
I know. I'm just saying that's just like so that's why I'm like, what I want when this show ends is for them to do just a let's adapt comic book stories show. Let's not try to do, like, if you want to sell Funko Pops and toys and stuff.
I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, just do like, here is the Infinity Gauntlet anime, like Marvel,
like the whole storyline, dude. You could do like 4 seasons off of that one storyline, dude.
Yeah,
like really
here's Marvel,
the nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah, here's Marvel Animation presents stories from the Marvel universe or whatever. Right?
Yeah, that would be hella cool.
And it's like, you don't have to cast all the MCU people in it. Just hire some actual voice actors.
Yeah, because you could do even the shorter storylines. If there was like a 4-issue arc in the comics, you could just put that on fucking screen and then have like epic arcs.
Yeah, have the art kind of look like how it does in the books, and maybe you do some hand drawn or at least some 2D animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get some cool stuff. But they did show off, that there's going to be Storm wielding Mjolnir, and so for the first time, an X-Men will appear in What If, and to an extent, then in the proper MCU.
Yeah, Storm's the shit
thing. So, and she's voiced by the same person that voiced her in X-Men 97 in the original cartoon.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, What If, I will watch this, when it's probably over and done. I'll just binge it.
That looked pretty cool.
They got to bring back Captain Carter and this chick from season 2 though. And that's the other thing, is that the trying to do an overarching plot between the seasons also kind of ruined What If in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah, and you're right about the Shang-Chi in the West. It's like you have this opportunity to do a crazy What If, and you just do Shang-Chi in the Wild West.
Yeah, you just do a What If Shang-Chi's in the Wild West. Like, okay. Like,
you can stick anyone in that situation.
That's plagued the show for the longest time, where it's, like I said, like they don't do like a what if Iron Man died in the very first movie, right? What would the timeline shook out by the time Thanos shows up, right? What would the world be? There was also, someone made like fan art forever ago of like, what if the heroes all died in their movies, and so the villains had to fight Thanos. So you had Ironmonger, Whiplash, the leader, Abomination versus Thanos, right? Like Killmonger, cool. Like something like that. Like that'd be wild to do that. Do that movie.
Yeah, because they would have to like team up essentially. Like, how does their Avengers assemble? That would be a cool story.
Yeah, that's a season of its own. That's a season all its own, and stuff like that. Like, play with that what if concept, besides just being like, here's goofy, wacky stuff we're doing, or like Agatha Harkness becomes like God or something. Like,
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the what ifs. I saw one of the Thor ones. I forget what. I haven't seen many at all.
There was the one Thor one where he's like, where he grew up without Loki, and he never like was humbled. that one was good because the fight between him and Captain Marvel was more or less booked properly, where Thor still kind of smoked her ass. Like he still was just like he still was
Nice.
like no,
Yeah,
like
I think that might have been the one I seen because I do remember
yeah.
Captain Marvel in it.
She gets some hits in, but when it comes down to it, it's like no, Thor would kick her ass.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a pretty cool fight too.
yeah, and that one was good. And then the Doctor Strange evil one was also really good. That's a really good one.
Oh,
Um, but otherwise, like everything besides the very first one was the like the very first Captain Carter one was an actual what if. It was like, what if Peggy got in the machine instead? And that was an actual what if story.
mm-hmm.
But everything else was just like a
Kind of
random
fluff.
scenario. Yeah, like just a random scenario that would never happen. Like, well, what if T'Challa got kidnapped instead of Peter Quill and he became Star Lord? It's like, yeah, but that wouldn't happen. It'd be like, what if Star Lord just never got taken? Right? Like, it's just, yeah, it was the best what if was what if Wolverine was King of the Vampires, says Jason.
Well, that sounds kind of cool.
And I know there are what if omnibuses. I do know there is the what if Jane Foster got the hammer that was later like mainline done, but
Whack.
it was her original like costume was different.
I actually have a
Which
Moon Knight on the bus from when it was black and white, dude. Shit's dope.
um,
No, I've seen like one What If. I think it's the one you're talking about. But I have seen a Caped Crusader, which is pretty dope in my opinion.
oh the so here's like they did what if Jane Foster had found the hammer of Thor, and
Oh,
so then
damn, they did that way back.
yeah, it either was way back or they made it to look like it was way back. I don't remember. But so 78. So yeah, so um back when they were doing their what if stories. But yeah, so
Oh yeah,
then
see, it was
she
a What If.
yeah, she
Look at all
became
those things though.
so well if you remember the very first appearance of Thor, he's fighting rockmen from Jupiter, and that's what these are.
Oh
Rockmen from
shit.
Jupiter. Um and then that's who Korg is based off of. Planet Hulk, you know? He's a rockman from Jupiter. And he's in Thor Ragnarok
Yeah, I'm
and all
not
that.
too familiar with Thor lore, even from the
Yep.
films.
And if you watch the Planet Hulk movie, done by Lionsgate, watch if anyone who's watching, watch those Lionsgate animated Marvel
Yeah,
movies.
I do need to see
Oh,
that.
right. Planet Hulk, they show this part of the story.
I do want
With,
to read that too.
because Korg was a rock who's basically like talks about how like I was there on that fight, and I have there was this guy named Thor who came down. He's really cool. And then it's like he had this other guy, and then they show the other guy, and it's Beta Ray Bill, and it's like, oh my god,
Damn,
so cool.
that would be so
Yeah,
cool
so
to see him in live action.
yeah, we technically sort of did, but we might again. Who knows?
What, really? What? In the third one, Ragnarok?
In Ragnarok, he is hinted at, and that's
Oh, okay.
as close as they're gonna give it.
No, but I want to see that motherfucker's face.
Yeah, they also in the Avengers game when Jane Foster was added, which that's a whole other rant for a whole other day. That Avengers game and how much time I spent playing that.
I was never really intrigued to play it.
I might even end up streaming it one day because I'm pretty sure I can still play it. But it would be interesting to kind of mess around with that. But they added the Thordis skin as a skin for Jane, and so you just have the bare thighs out the whole time. But yeah, it was a pretty
That's a cool cover though. That statue's kind of whack, but that's a cool ass cover. Is that Kirby?
I don't know who did the what if. No, because it was 78, so I don't know who it is. It was what if
I did it.
What if volume 110? Roy. Oh, no, that's the editor. Rick Hoberg.
Oh, it's very Kirby-esque though, in a way.
Yeah, nice. Was it's based off of the very first Thor appearance, so that's what it's trying to emulate.
Damn, I don't know if I've ever seen that cover either.
Thor has so much lore, and his comics are cool. Jay Sonic, we are not beating the allegations, you and I. He's not gonna get that. But anyway, yeah. So what if?
Nah, he's Robert, dude.
He's not gonna get that either. So Storm also. That was the other thing. Storm having the hammer is also from an actual What If comic.
Storm's way cooler than Jay Foster, so yeah. And she's like a goddess of lightning, so.
As people kind of pointed out, she doesn't need the hammer, but she has gotten it before. I'm trying to find maybe it wasn't a What If. Because I know she.
But is the hammer like ultra heavy, or is it just you can only wield it?
You only can wield it if you're worthy.
Right, I know that, but like
and
the
if
hammer
you're not
itself,
worthy,
is it way heavy?
If you are unworthy, you cannot lift it.
Right.
It's not that it's heavy; it's just you cannot lift it.
But like, how many? Let's say, how is it? Tons of pounds, or is it like?
It is magically immovable, Snowman.
But I'm saying, even if you can wield it, how heavy is it?
Okay, so if you are worthy to wield it, here she is with the hammer. I believe this was like
nice.
This was like an illusion from Loki or something like that.
That is sick art.
Yeah, Asgardian War storyline stretched into X-Men Annual number 9. Storm was powerless at the time, was abducted by Loki and taken to Asgard alongside the New Avengers, probably. Well, it's 1970, so probably not. The New Mutants, when the X-Men traveled to Asgard to rescue their friends, Loki gifted Storm with the hammer Stormcaster. Much like Mjolnir, Stormcaster could control the elements and was formed by the dwarf Eitri. This was then brought back. Yeah, here they're talking about with the immortal Thor brought back the Thor core, and Thor gifted her the hammer to use in the battle, because how it worked was Thor basically needed to beat this ancient storm god. I mean, break glass. We have gone back to an immortal Thor rant. He had to beat this ancient storm god, so he had to assemble everyone who has wielded the hammer before. So he got Beta Ray Bill, he got Jane Foster, he got Storm, and Loki. And
nice. That's a crazy team.
And so how they fight is they have to throw the hammer to each other, because you only have 60 seconds and you lose the power of Thor until you touch the hammer again. That's Thor. That's how Thor works. And so, they throw the hammer. So like Beta Ray Bill fights with the hammer, and he's got to throw it, and he's got to get it back within 60 seconds. So they throw it back and forth between each other. So it's pretty cool. But they do reference that story about Storm getting the Storm Chaser hammer or whatever, mallet or whatever.
So I guess I'm asking, could the hammer itself at least grant her more power from how strong the hammer itself is physically?
Because she gets the power of Thor, you would have the hammer as a weapon. It is also one of the most powerful weapons.
Right. In which way?
In strength. If you hit something with it, you still, that's the other thing. Getting the power of Thor, you also get super strength and durability, something she does not have.
So the magical powers also grant super strength.
Yes, the magical power. You get the power of Thor. So you get the might of Thor, strength of Thor, durability of Thor. You get to fly, which she can already do anyway. But
the durability she wouldn't have. That's a plus.
The durability and strength she would not have. So it's an automatic buff. Which it was. So in that comic where he goes to get Storm to help out, he she starts like fighting him for whatever. I don't remember what reason, but she like fights him. But so she's like throwing lightning at him, and he apologizes to the lightning because he knows that it has to do what Storm says. And he's like, I'm sorry that you have to do this, because like what they do in Immortal Thor is they play with the fact that Thor can talk to lightning and weather and stuff, and that like Storm controls the weather, but like Thor commands it. So he's literally just like, he can talk to the weather and it will listen to him. And so there's also a point where he's fighting Zeus, and Zeus throws lightning at him, and Thor just goes move, and the lightning just moves out of the way and hits something and
Damn,
like hits the
that's
ground.
pretty cool.
And he keeps like Zeus is like throw it, and he's like move, and it just moves out of the way. Like, but so he does that with Storm, where it's like he gets hit by it, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, you know, I know she's mad, she has to do it or whatever, and I know you don't mean to hurt me." It's crazy. But yeah, so the best is when Thor fights Hercules. Yeah, I read that first Thor versus Hercules fight, and that's really good. I really hope that the fourth movie, fifth movie, plays with that, because they basically have a wrestling match in the city, and it's great. I kind of
Nice.
want that. Yeah, so that's really the Marvel news.